Hello students, till possessive pronoun I have explained. Now I am going to explain interrogative pronoun. As we can understand by seeing the name, interrogative means the word that asks the question. The pronouns who, what, which, whom are used to ask questions. That's why they are known as interrogative pronouns. Means pronouns that ask the questions are known as interrogative pronouns. Like, what is your problem? There is asking a question. Who can help you? Which is your school bag? And whom can you help? All these are asking the question and they are interrogative pronouns. Students, they are interrogative adjective also, but there is a difference between the interrogative adjective or interrogative pronoun. After the interrogative pronouns, means after this question word, we will not use noun. As you can see, here is not use noun. But in interrogative adjective, after the interrogative words, we will use the noun. There is a difference between this is the difference between the interrogative pronoun and interrogative adjective. When I explain adjective chapter, then you come to know. Then interrogative pronoun means the words that ask the question, like what, who, which, and whom. Next is emphatic pronoun. Emphatic pronouns, these pronouns are used to give emphasis to a person or thing that is mentioned in the sentence. Means they emphasize person or thing that is mentioned in the sentence, like myself, themselves, herself, himself, yourself, yourselves, ourselves, itself. These are the emphatic pronouns. Like I baked the cake myself. It emphasizes the person, means it emphasizes the I myself baked the cake, means we can write in this two way. They themselves admitted their mistake. Then here it emphasized they. Students, emphatic pronoun and reflexive pronouns, they look same but their functions are different. Okay, emphatic pronoun emphasize to a person or thing that is mentioned in the sentence, but reflexive pronouns, the pronouns like myself, himself, themselves are used when the object of the object is the same as the subject. When the object is same as the subject, and it reflects the reflexive pronoun reflects the subject. Like he hurt himself. Here it reflects the subject. And student, we can say that reflexive pronoun is used when there's not any object in the sentence. As you can see, he hurt. If I will remove himself, then he hurt. He is the subject and hurt is the verb. But there's not given object. Then when we have not any object in the sentence, then we will use the reflexive pronoun. By this you can find out if it is a reflexive pronoun or it is a emphatic pronoun. Like it's not given object, then here himself is used as an object. Okay, when the object is the same as the subject, then here himself is used as the object, and it's here is, as you can see, when the object is same as the subject is he, and himself is used as an object here because there's not given an object. They both are same as the subject as the object. Like I cut myself, I subject, cut is verb, but he is not given object, then myself is used as an object. Then it is the reflexive pronoun. Okay, then I cut myself. But in emphatic pronouns, you can see I baked the cake myself. If I will remove the myself, then I baked the cake. Okay, then I is the subject, bake is the verb, and cake is the object. By asking the question, we can come like what I baked, then cake. Then it means cake is the object. It's already given an object, but we have used the emphatic pronoun. But in this sentence, in reflexive pronoun, there's not given object, and we use the reflexive pronoun as an object when the subject, as you can see here, when the object is the same as the subject. That is the difference between emphatic pronoun and reflexive pronoun. Students, these pronouns are same but their functions are different. Remember these like these are same, as you can say myself, myself. These are same means they look same but their functions are different. They are also singular and plural. Myself, herself, himself and itself. These are singular. Ourselves, themselves and yourselves are plural. And as you can see, when we write plural, the spelling will change. Self is used as singular, S-E-L-F. It's used for singular, but when we have to change it plural, then we will write S-E-L-V-E-S. Then spelling will also change. As you can see here, student, there are given some note. Emphatic pronouns cannot be used as a subject. Yes, we can't use emphatic pronoun as a subject. It's used here, Maria and myself. No, it's wrong. Instead, we will say Maria and I went to the mall. In place of myself, we should write I, not myself, because it cannot be used as a subject. Reflexive pronouns are always use an object to a verb or a preposition. As I've told you, reflexive pronoun is used as an object. Means we use reflexive pronoun in a sentence when we do not have any object. Then there we will write reflexive pronoun, like she depends on herself. Like she is subject, depends is verb, and what is object? It's not given here. Then herself we use as here object. I hope students you have understood differences between the emphatic pronoun and reflexive pronoun. As I've told you, there's given the singular and plural, and how we form the reflexive pronoun. When we have I, then write myself, you, yourself, he, himself, she, herself, it, itself. As you can student, these all are singular. That's why we have written the singular reflexive pronoun by adding S-E-L-F. S-E-L-F means self is used as singular. We, you, they are used as plural. Then we will write the plural reflexive pronoun like ourselves, ourselves, yourselves and themselves. As you can say, we have changed self to singular to plural here, S-E-L-V-E-S, by changing the spelling. Next, reciprocal pronouns. These pronouns are used to show that an action or a feeling is reciprocate, means they represent the mutual or common feeling. They represent the common feeling, student. That pronoun is known as the reciprocal pronoun. Means that when we when these pronouns represent the mutual ideas, mutual feelings, then it's known as the reciprocal pronoun. Like they waved at each other. Then student, each other is the reciprocal pronoun, and they have changed, means they have done the common action. They have done the like they waved, means if there's maybe 2 or 3 people are there, then each one means each one waved to each other, means all have waved their hands to each other, means they have done the common action. The children hugged one another, means if there's a 5 or 6, means how many children are there, they hug to each other, means they have shown the common action, mutual action. They have shown the mutual action. Then these type of action, when the pronoun represent or show the action, means mutual or common action, then it's known as the reciprocal pronoun. Then each other and one other are reciprocal pronoun. Indefinite pronoun. Student, as we can understand by the name, indefinite means not certain. The means pronoun that is not certain. These pronouns do not refer to any specific person, thing or amount. Yes, students, by seeing the name indefinite means not certain, means the thing that is not definite. Then indefinite pronouns represent the person or thing that are not certain. Like these pronouns do not refer to any specific person, thing or amount. Means these pronouns do not represent the specific person, specific or particular person, thing or amount. Let's see how. Everybody enjoyed the concert. Means everybody who were present there enjoyed the concert. Means here we are not talking about any particular person or things. there was no one at home yesterday. To whom we are talking about means no one, means there's not any person at the home. Then it's representing any it's not representing any specific person or thing. Okay, if I will say someone is coming, then who is coming? If I will say someone is coming, then how you come to know that who is coming? If it's any teacher is coming, any student is coming, or who is coming, you can't understood, because we are not talking these words do not represent any particular person or things. Okay, students, no one and anyone, these pronouns are used as they represent the negative sense. Here are indefinite pronouns which we use, some pronouns which we use for person, place and thing. Let's see. Like for complete quantity, when we are talking about the complete quantity, then we use anyone or everyone or everybody. It is used for person. Like everywhere means when we talk about complete quantity means complete places, then we will use any everywhere, and it represent the place. And thing, everything, it's represent the things. And when we talking about the complete things. For indefinite quantity, when we talking about uncertain quantity, like someone or somebody, these are used for person, somewhere for place, and something for things. Negative sentence like anyone and anybody. Yes, they represent the negative sense, anyone and anybody. Anywhere and anywhere is used as a place, and anything is used for thing. None, when we talking about when it's totally negative sense, no one is there, like no one and nobody, nowhere and nothing. It's represent the nonsense, means nothing, there's nothing. Then we use these pronouns. Then these are used for person, these are used for place, and these are used for thing. These all are the indefinite pronoun. I hope students you all have understood. Thank you.